Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Fleck. I'm a wedding planner in Vail, Colorado. And I plan mostly destination weddings, and I've been, in my previous videos, we've been going step by step through the planning process. And so if you haven't seen the first steps video, you should check that out before watching this one. If you've already had your wedding date chosen and your venue selected and you've done your engagement photos, then this video is for you. We're talking about the next steps in the destination wedding planning process. So, first thing you should do after booking the venues and all that I just mentioned is start your guest list. You're going to need the guest list for the engagement party, for your shower, for everything. And when you do the list, you'll want to do the guest's first name, last name, formal addressing, their address, phone number, and email. You want to have all that on the Excel sheet because you're going to need all that information eventually. So when I say formal addressing, that's like what the name will say on the envelope. So like Mr. and Mrs. John Smith, for example. I'll do another video on guest lists at a later time. Next thing we'll need to do is the wedding website. Again, you'll need this because it's going to have your registry on it, and you're going to want to plan an engagement party and a shower pretty soon. So on the wedding website, you'll have your registry, the room block info, the travel info, like like what airport to go into, what is a room block, and the code, how the guests can book. If there's any airport transportation, like shuttle companies that we recommend. Things to do in the town, the weekend events, so like what time and where's rehearsal dinner and welcome party, all that stuff if you have that additional events. And then just like anything that if you were a guest that you would want to know if you were going to the wedding. I did another video on wedding websites, and I show a really amazing example of one that one of my clients did. So if you haven't seen that video and you're having a hard time with the wedding website, you should go check that out. Now that you have the wedding website done and the guest list, you can start planning the engagement party. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the engagement party because as a planner, I don't usually do them. Usually engagement parties are like more low-key, you don't really need a planner. Also, all my couples are coming from like different places because I live in Vail, so I'm not like in their hometown available to do the party. Anyway, all you need to know about engagement parties is it's customary for the bride's parents to plan them and host them, but no, you don't have to do it that way. You can even plan your own if you want. The other thing to know is you don't want to invite anyone to the engagement party that you're not inviting to the wedding because it's considered not proper etiquette. Okay, next thing to do is book your caterer. So caterer, if your venue already has a caterer, obviously you won't need to book one, but if they don't, then you will. And good caterers, they go quickly. So what to know about booking your caterer, you want a wedding caterer that's done weddings before. I mean, I've worked with restaurants that cater at different venues before, and I've had good experiences, but also like some really bad ones. So that's going to be kind of an important thing. Also, if the caterer knows your venue, that could also be a plus. Next, you'll want to book your officiant. So first you want to ask yourself, do you want a religious officiant? Do you want non-denominational? Or do you want one of your friends to do it? In Colorado, you can have your friends be the officiant and they don't even need to get ordained. They're probably not going to do as good of a job as a professional would, but I've seen some good ones and some not so good ones. But I think it's really cool that you can have like a friend because it's going to be super personal and special. Religious officiants. And if you want to find a religious officiant, you need to call the church directly. So if you want like a priest, call the Catholic Church. If you want Presbyterian, call like the Presbyterian Church. Because these clergy members are not always the best at like getting on Instagram or like advertising on the net. And so that's something to take into consideration. They could have done hundreds of weddings, but like you can't find them how you would find the normal vendors. You could also hire a non-denominational officiant, and these are like more like the professional officiants, so that's like their business. They consider it their business, and you can find them on Instagram or The Knot and Wedding Wire. Next, you want to book your band or DJ. or whatever entertainment you want at your wedding. I would say there's pros and cons to both. It depends on your style. I think band's live music is amazing. It's fun. It's also really expensive and they might not be able to play all the music that you want. DJ is cool because it's also a lot less expensive, and if there's the DJ, especially if you don't have a planner, they can go through the timeline because they're not performing, and they can help keep the party going, which I think is really nice, and both can usually provide ceremony music. You can start shopping for your wedding dress now. I don't know much about shopping for a wedding dress. I've never been a bride. My clients don't live here, but if you want to know more about wedding dress shopping, I'm going to be doing a video at La Valle Bridal, which is the wedding dress store in Vail, and the owner is going to share a lot of information with us, so if you want to know more, stay tuned. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be elaborating on some of the things I talked about in today's video. And so if you liked it, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye!